Hey guys, and welcome back to another one of my kit videos. This kit video, we're going to look at barrels and barrel cleaning, so apologies to the experienced airsofters who may be watching this. I may end up teaching you to suck eggs a little bit here. But certainly for some of the newer guys, and certainly some of the guys who buy a lot of upgrades and then just chuck them into your guns and then kind of run away, I just want to show you this. So I'm just going to move this little bit of merch out the way. Cheers, Joe, for that. This is a brand new PDI barrel that I've just had delivered over from Japan. I bought it directly from Crossfire. I will put a link to the description. Crossfire are the guys who are pretty much the worldwide distributors, I believe. So it is pretty much like buying from the source. And you can see it is fully wrapped. I'm going to open it now with you as well. And PDI in general are regarded as being one of the better barrels that you can buy. There are better available, stuff like edgy barrels and that kind of thing. However, they are, kind of next level. Again, PDI are probably what I'd call the mainstream. So if you just want to buy a upgrade for your gun, PDI are going to be one of the better barrels you can buy off the shelf without having to go crazy with it. So this particular barrel is going to be going into my SRS sniper. So it's very, very important that it's clean and that it's working well. I've bought the 420mm by 605, so it is slightly longer than the one I've got in there, and it is the same width. I like running 05 width barrels because on my SRS I've got a lot of air volume, so I don't need it tight, and the slightly wider bore gives it supposedly a better, more stable shot. So you can see here, it's fully sealed. I've not opened this. This is fresh from PDI. There we go. And the first thing that I normally do with a new barrel is I'll roll it. Just to make sure that it is straight. So that's relatively straight. It rolls quite well. Obviously, if it's like a donk, or you can see gaps, underneath it or something, it's clearly not straight. The PDI barrels, they don't have a huge window, and then they have this weird slant cut into them. So you have to be quite careful with what bucking you're going to use on it. You can't use a bucking with a huge patch. So for this one, I'm going to be using the silverback bucking, so that's not the end of the world because they do work really well on these. And I'm just going to have a quick look down the length of the barrel. Now, to me, I'm probably not going to get that under the camera. To me, this looks clean. It looks really, really clean. Lovely crown cut on the end of it there. PDI barrels really are something special. I pretty much shoot PDI barrels exclusively. But this one, it's brand new. It's going to go into my SRS. We'll do a video on the swap out and just kind of follow me as I do that soon. But the actual cleaning side, now, the cleaning side of it is something I want to pick up on here. So what a lot of people do, they'll have a look down the barrel and go, yeah, it's clean, and they'll go and stick it straight in the gun. That's really not the right thing to do with a brand new barrel. With a brand new barrel, you still need to clean it. There'll still be manufacturing dust left over and kind of whatever dust it's going to pick up in transit. So it does need a good clean. So the way I go about doing this, now there are probably 1,000,001 ways of doing this, but I really like this method, is I use 8mm cigarette filters. I use Bull brand, not because my channel is called Angry Bull, but because they're cheap and they're relatively mass available from eBay. And I partner that up with some 99.9% isopropyl alcohol. So pretty strong stuff. So what I'll do, I will just prep that now for you. I'm going to pour a little bit of this alcohol out. Okay. Pop it there. And I'm going to open these filters. Which I've rather handily torn the top of the bag off, so they're an absolute nightmare to get open. There we go. And then what I will do is I will put 3 of those into the alcohol to soak it up, and I will put the rest there. Now the last thing I'm going to need and use is going to be an unjamming rod. Because guess what I'm going to do with that? So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to kind of re-maneuver these around a bit and do as much of this on camera as I can for you. So the filters, because they're 8mm, They are bigger than what the barrel is, but they do squish. So I'm just going to get that filter, push it in the end, bit of a twist, bit of a turn, bit of alcohol on the desk, doesn't matter, as it's alcohol it will just evaporate. So that's in there. And then with the unjamming rods, they've got that little angled section. What I like to do is try and push that into the edge. And then as the unjamming rod goes up, I'm kind of twisting. So kind of like one hand goes this way, one hand goes this way. So the filter itself is kind of corkscrewing as it goes through as well. Now, what I want to do, I'm going to turn this around a little bit, because when it comes out, I think you'll be quite surprised. I hope the microphone's picking up the amazing noise this is making. There we go. So first pull through. Look how filthy that is. That's a brand new barrel, and it's absolutely caked. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push the rest of it through. And what I'll do is I'll keep pushing alcohol-covered ones through until they come out looking about clean. And what you're doing then is you're giving yourself the absolute best chance of your gun performing at its absolute maximum possible. So you might think, yeah, I'm going to chuck a barrel in and it'll work. And I mean, if you're swapping out a stock G&G barrel, for example, the aluminium rubbish things which are made of Kit Kat wrappers, then yeah, this dirty PDI is probably going to outperform it. If you were swapping out the stock SRS barrel for this, I don't think that this would actually be massively better. There we go, another one which is still filthy, so I'm just going to pick that one up for you as well. Roll it round a little bit. It's just filthy. So you are giving yourself the best start by giving your barrel a clean. This isn't really the kind of clean that you do on a routine maintenance. So a routine maintenance, you probably stick an alcoholic wipe in the loopy end here and just kind of swab it up and swab it down and be done with it. That would probably give you enough clean. My issue with doing that is you stick it up and all the gunk goes up here, and then you pull it back out and all the gunk's still here. So generally I don't tend to do those kind of cleans. I'll do a full strip and clean like this, and I'll just keep pushing swabs through it. But then again, it depends on how you play. If for a sniper rifle, one shot really, really matters, you want the absolute best you can get. If you're running a full auto, maybe not. If you're going to stick 3 or 4 downrange, then it doesn't matter. So we'll push this one through now. Thank you for sticking with me if you're 3 swabs in. Now, that one has come through. And you can see it is a bit cleaner now. So if we compare the first one to the one I've just pushed through, we are getting cleaner. I'm going to put them in a line there for you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push another 3 into the alcohol, because they're soaking that up really well. And I'm going to push a dry one through it. Now, I'm not done already, but what I am doing now is I'm just, kind of just adding more cleanliness to it. So it's had 3 wet ones pushed through it. I'm hoping this dry one will just kind of rub it off a bit, maybe polish the insides just that little bit. It's a lot harder to push through when they're dry. There we go, and you can see that dry one's pulled a load of dirt with it as well. And we're just going to keep doing this. I'm just going to quickly turn it and look through. See, it still looks just as immaculate. I mean, though, PDI barrels are fantastic. They always have been for me. Every PDI barrel I've bought has been amazing, and all of my guns with PDIs shoot on point for me. It's just, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you chase that extra couple of % of performance if you could? And in my case, for free. Because I've already got the stuff. So let's push this through. And it's not expensive either, by the way. So, pack of fag filters, you're probably talking about £2. I think I paid about £2.50 and got 2 bags of 100. And then the alcohol, I think, cost me £5 for a 1 litre bottle. And I've had this bottle for years now. Cleaned many, many barrels. The most expensive bit is the barrel. So there we go. Notable difference now, you can see. So we're just coming up through the tones there. You can still see it. And I mean, this is just manufacturing debris. You know, where the barrels have been produced and they get, however they're produced, whether they're bored out or ground out or whatever, it's just removing that residue from them. Which, you know, just a quick cloth round isn't going to remove. You can see that this dirt is really ingrained on there. But ultimately, it will all lead to a better shot. So the long plan, well, not the long plan, the short plan actually, when I get 10 minutes, this barrel's going to go into my SRS Sniper. The barrel out of my SRS Sniper, which is a 370mm version of this barrel, is going to drop down into my DMR. And then the DMR barrel will just go in the spares box. And then I think everything I've got is going to be PDI. There we go. Push it through. Cleaner again. I think by the time we have pushed this one through, we're going to be about there. And then we'll stick a couple of dry ones through it just to make sure. And then that's it. It's definitely worth doing. Like I say, for this long range, one shot really, really counts. I would strongly recommend at least doing this once a year on all of your barrels, whichever gun it is, whether it's a M4 or pistol or whatever. Sometimes when you pull through the gas blowback pistols, I've done some of my high cappers, and my gosh, the amount of crud that comes out of these things is phenomenal. There we go, and another one. Now that's looking a little bit cleaner again. Pop that there. Couple more swabs. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this one in there. Like that. So it just soaks it up halfway in, then leaves the back half that little bit dry. You can see there my fingers are starting to go all white as well. That's the alcohol stripping all the goodness and grease and oil out of my skin. 100% alcohol is not nice. It's not the kind of stuff that you want to be really bathing in. Tastes like rubbish, and I burnt a huge patch of my grass off as well the other summer because I did this and then flicked it out onto the floor, not thinking. There we go. That's just about clean now. Still picking some residue out of there, but we'll keep going. We're going to keep going. Stick a dry one through. So normally what I'd probably expect for what I'd call an in-life or an in-use barrel, you probably push about 3 to 5 through for every cleaning session. At least 3 wet. And then a couple dry, or maybe you could get away with 2 wet. I'd never push just 1 wet one through. I can feel that now it's really getting some resistance, so it's really, really making contact in every direction now. So we are definitely getting there. Excellent. These just keep coming. I'm just going to have another quick look. So I want to say I can see the difference. I probably can't. But in my mind, when I'm looking into this now, so before it was, it was clean through. Now as I'm looking at it, it's kind of almost mirrored all the way down. You're almost like looking down a long mirror. So I'm gonna say that there is a noticeable difference now. That just probably wants a touch more in there. Ooh, that was a lot more. Cool. It's going to be a very wet push, this one. Keep going. Also doing it this way, make sure that every single bit of your barrel gets a bit pushed through it and it stays clean. and fully serviced throughout. Bonk. Right, so that was a really wet push, and you can see there it is really coming out cleaner now. So at that I'm quite happy to stick a couple more through. Ooh, 2 more wets, and then I think we're going to go for 2 dries, and then I think we're done, which is about right. When I've done PDI barrels in the past, they've used about that. ZCI ones are normally actually pretty good. They normally only take about 4 to 5 wet ones when they're brand new. I don't know whether they just finish them a little bit nicer or something, but they are. They're a lot less low maintenance. They're a lot more low maintenance. They are a lot lower maintenance. I'll get the words there eventually. And that's the only barrels I've ever bought. ZCI and PDI. There we go, it's just about clean. And for the people who say, oh, well, ZCI just as good as PDI, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they are. The ZCI barrels are really good. ZCI barrels are 602. They are quite tight bore. And the only thing that puts me off those is the tight borishness of them. Everything I run now is HPA or bolt action sniper with a large amount of volume. So I can actually shed some of that volume by going for a wider barrel, which supposedly gives me a more stable shot. So it's not that I hate ZCI or I think that PDI are just going to change the way I game. It is just that I can, so I am. Again, single figure percentage increases. I'm probably not going to notice it, but you know, in my mind, if I've done everything I can, there we go. So that's starting to come through clean now. In my mind, if I've done everything to make sure that my shots go absolutely where I point the muzzle, then the only person who's going to miss it is me. It's not going to be my kit's fault, or it's certainly not going to be a dirty barrel that causes me to miss. It's going to be me just putting the crosshair in the wrong place. Boop. Put that one there. So you can see as well, as the drums are pushing through, they're starting to rip the edges off this paper, which is absolutely fine because it means the fluffy stuff underneath just gets to really go at the barrel. And this is going to be the last one. In we go again. In we go again. Push it, turn it, twist it, push it, turn it, twist it. One of the next few videos we do is going to obviously be the barrel swap on the SRS. And then we will have a barrel swap on the DMR. And then we are going to start looking at some other cool stuff, like some ghillie comparison, and this apparent L85 HPA build I've got my hands on. Definitely keep an eye out for that one. Boop. There we go. And then right at the end there, it's decided to just catch in the hop window, which is fine. We'll take that out there. So, that is like an absolute mirror all the way down it. Immaculate barrel now, that is. It was good before. It's better now. And that is how I clean my inner barrels. So, hopefully I've not bored you to tears with my cleaning method, and hopefully you may have cleaned something off this, whether it's just a cleaning technique or a product or just kind of the amount of stuff that you can actually pull off these things. Hopefully it helps you out. If not, then I'm very sorry for wasting your time. As always, please do drop my video a like. Please drop me a comment if you want to converse with me. And please do drop me some subs. I am on the push to try and get my channel up to 1,000. Really trying to grow out now. Every view is very much appreciated. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one, which shouldn't be as boring as a barrel clean. Thank you very much. Catch you later.